I'm Meredith McGehee with the Campaign Legal Center. Today I want to focus on McCutcheon v. FEC, a case that could have huge ramifications for all Americans and especially business executives. Business leaders and corporate officers, beware. The Supreme Court is about to make a decision that could make your life hell, or at least more complicated and expensive. Any day now, the Supreme Court will decide whether to throw out the overall limits on how much any one person can contribute to federal candidates, PACs, and political parties. The overall limit on contributions to candidates is now about $49,000, and the limit on contributions to PACs and parties is about $75,000, meaning the combined limit is almost $125,000 per election cycle. For most Americans, the thought of giving that much to politicians is not only out of reach, it's crazy. This so-called aggregate limit only impacts the 1% of 1% of Americans who spend this kind of money on political campaigns. But this decision could mean big news and big trouble for businessmen and women. Here's why. In a 2013 survey of business leaders, the Committee for Economic Development, the think tank for Fortune 500 companies, found that 75% of executives believe that, quote, the U.S. campaign finance system is pay-to-play and encourages political giving as a means of influencing legislative decision-making. That same survey found that, quote, pressure placed on business leaders to contribute to political campaigns and judicial races results in a shakedown effect, with business leaders feeling pressure to contribute. Even now, corporate executives wonder what's going to happen to their business if they don't come through with campaign contributions. Will I lose my seat at the table when politicians are making decisions about my industry? This calculation is real, as is the fear. And so is the concern about rent seeking, exploiting the political process through lobbying and campaign contributions to increase profits, usually at the expense of taxpayers or consumers. CED leaders describe the current campaign finance system as, quote, a legalized shakedown. So just imagine what that shakedown will look like if the Supreme Court throws out the aggregate contribution limits. Powerful, well-placed senators could use their joint fundraising committees set up with their parties to solicit million-dollar contributions, and the executive could no longer give the excuse they had already maxed out. Instead, she might need to come up with millions instead of 100,000. And this is in addition to the pressure to give a seven-figure contribution to a supposedly independent super PAC or dark money group. If the McCutcheon decision goes the wrong way, not only will the voice of most Americans be further muted, but business leaders may never know what hit them. I'm Meredith McGehee with the Campaign Legal Center.